I've actually seen this before. This is just a fucking video. But it's got videos of all the best RPGs. Actually, Mass Effect might be my favorite game, one of my favorite games anyway. Lost Odyssey is pretty cool. Fable 2 is fine. Blue Dragon is a game. And yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Videos. Alright, what are we looking at? I have a friend that can type way faster than this guy on a flip phone. He's a fucking speed demon, man. Like, you should really see, like, it's amazing. He's good with his hands, oh my god. See this, again, like... Why is it required? I mean, can I use the fucking Xbox as a text thing? Let's go right to left. Let's end with Lost Odyssey. This is a DVD, so none of these videos are going to be in really HD anyway. Because again, that would require the HD DVD attachment. And that's definitely not what this is. It still looks fine.
Welcome, child. Your story is waiting. The world that was has changed.
Oh yeah?
So will you. Choose your fortune. Will you follow the path of mind or body, nobility, or corruption? Every choice leads to a different destiny. Choose yours.
Back in the day, you could just say Fable, and people were like, fuck yeah, let's buy something and not show anything off. I really wasn't like that, though. I wasn't really a big fan of the first one. I like the second one, though. It's fine. At some point, I need to go back into the first one and try it out again.
This
Rest
is the
in
first
peace.
episode of the Lionhead Diary. My name's Peter Molyneux. Let me just explain a little bit about what you'll be seeing. We at the Game Developers Conference recently unveiled one of the 3 big features that are going to feature in Fable 2. And that big feature is the emotions that you will be feeling as you play the game. And so, you feeling loved is really important to us.
I knew it.
And that's what a lot of this episode is about.
How pretentious is this guy?
Love is that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you realize that somebody cares about you so much they'll forgive you being a complete arse.
Love is very important to me, sort of in my life. I kind of very much like to consider myself a romantic.
Love means many things to me. It's family love, erotic love.
What people often do is confuse
Erotic love. Okay.
Love for pizza, love for coffee. God, I like coffee.
Because we deal with love every day in our lives, and it's something we recognise and are very sort of intimate with. If it's faked on screen, it can be very jarring. It can be very obvious that it's wrong, and so it's very difficult to get that right. As we get more processing power, the AI will indeed get more sophisticated, And
Well, yeah, but you have to program it, and yeah, that's you can't expect the fucking processor to do all the work.
Bringing back into Fable 2.
Most RPGs are about going off on grand adventures, and Fable's exactly the same in that respect.
I just want to play Chrono Trigger now. This is what this is making me want to do.
Action-oriented
When I get to the fucking Mass Effect portion, that's gonna blow my mind. I'm gonna have to play that game again.
The player realizes that all the things he does out in the world while he's out adventuring have a really, really big impact on the rest of the world and how the rest of the world sees them. So for us, the love and the respect.
Those are pretty
fear, all
good
these
size
here are altered each time you go out.
monitors, man.
And for us, that makes it a much, much deeper experience than simply going out, bashing a dragon.
Those aren't.
And going,
One guy had
I've
the
got 30
pretty good
something
size
points.
rig there.
We'd
That's
like
pretty
to bring
cool.
the emotion back into it at all times, and love's going to be a very important part of that.
In Fable 1, we had you do the sexy expressions and stuff, and they like you more. You give them gifts, they like you a bit more. And we kind of try to build on that. So there's that aspect of it in Fable 2, but there's a lot more to it as well to try and get someone to fall in love with you. And hopefully we'll get the balance right such that if you find one person, the way they talk to you, it slowly builds, and you can tell you're getting there slowly, and I think they'll sort of maybe want you to take them out as well, rather than just giving them gifts they might want to go.
What was great about Fable 2 was that my wife hated me after I took the sex change potion. That was great.
I guess more real.
What I said at GDC was I was talking about emotions again, and I was focusing on love, and I was definitely focusing on being loved. And I focused on the dog because I wanted to show the quality that we were.
At the end of the game, I chose the option to get my dog back.
Everybody who sees that dog
It gave you wealth, resurrecting all the contractors, or get your dog back. I was thinking, I'm already fucking rich.
I understand when he's sad. I understand
The contractors,
when he's
they already
happy,
knew what they signed up
hurt.
for.
He looks like a real dog.
I want my dog back. So,
What we could have done is given you this dog and made him controllable by you. Allow you to send him to places, get him to...
I'm pretty sure that's not what they were thinking when they made that scenario, but it's kind of like,
attack. That would have been the easy thing.
them's the breaks. Don't sign the contract,
We give you no control over the dog. I don't press a button when I go out with my dog for a walk. I just go out with the dog, and the dog does his thing. And he knows that if I don't like something, he damn well doesn't do it. That's how you control the dog in the game.
If you look at the history of other visual media, cinema, for
So
example...
the dog, more or less, all it does in the game, if I remember correctly, is like hunt for like treasure and shit.
He introduced emotion into...
Other than that, it's not that useful.
Suddenly, cinema
Grundig.
related to a new form of art.
Interesting.
I'm not quite saying we're there yet. but
Interesting
very much
brand.
think that we're kind of in the vanguard of groups who are interested in this side of games rather than sheer thumb candy.
We give you no control over the dog. Just think about that a second. No control over the dog. You haven't got a dog button. And
You don't have a dog button?
That's just mad, man. How can I be engaged with something? And what we've said is, you control...
Come on, man. Fable 4, put the dog button back
control
in.
the dog by worrying about you
We
as
want a dog
I
button.
think the very fact you don't control him makes him feel real.
Press Y for dog.
It's something that has a mind.
I think you could call a dog though, right? I can't fucking remember. I think Molyneux might be full of shit.
Sacrifice himself for you. His need to please you in everything that he does.
If I remember correctly, I bought this game from my friend, so I didn't play it at launch. I'm just trying to remember when I initially played it. I think he might have got it at launch. I think I might have got it in 2009. I mean, I could look at my achievement list. I might have borrowed it first and then later bought it. I know I did that with fucking a few games like Mortal Kombat, Armageddon. All right. Let's look at the episode 2.
Yet rated.
I can't fucking wait for all the other games. I like how, like, what was it? Blue Dragon only has like a trailer. It's like, fuck that game. The game looks nice, but it's kind of boring from what I played. I played probably like 10 hours of it. I know, like,
Welcome to the second
especially
episode of
JRPGs,
the
but RPGs in general
My
take a
Name
long
is
time to
Peter.
get going,
This
but
episode's
something about the
gonna be
combat
about
system I
combat.
didn't really, like, engross me in that game.
Got into a fight at school.
I know, like,
and
fucking
got in
Chrono
trouble.
Cross, I mean,
That was pretty nasty.
I played that, like,
Came away with all
I
sorts of
like restarted like 3 or 4 times going through 10 hours, like, it's not getting into it, and then finally I got to like 15 hours. I was like, I'm getting it. I finally understand. So I don't know.
He was a very small
I need to maybe give Blue Dragon another
Whether
shot.
we like it or not, there was a lot of combat in Fable 1, and we really wanted to specialise and make something different from Fable 2. So we've looked at a couple of things. One is something that's called one-button combat. Now, a lot of people have said, you can't put combat on one button. What I hope this video diary says to you is that you can.
It's like asteroids.
We had loads of discussions about how we wanted to move forward with the combat.
I vaguely remember being able to like use spells and shit with other buttons. So I think
into the controls.
unless my brain is not working, that mine might still be full of shit.
And by stripping back to just using one button, it's like, well, it seems the sky's the limit.
I mean, if you think about it,
we can think of based on
you
the
can
context,
fucking play
it's appropriate. You
the
can
majority of like
different
Dynasty
things.
Warriors just by hitting X.
You
You don't need to hit Y.
Is ensuring that it is approachable for all gamers. It is approachable for people who haven't played games before, but it's also got the depth.
And there, that guy,
That's
I mean,
one of
this
the
is
key things that we felt
Fable 2 is
we could
not
have done
that
a little bit
simple.
better than Fable 1.
There's a lot of awkward like menus and shit. So, yeah, they.
You have to make sure that
Why are they touting this? Why is this the selling point? Because they're not only that they're wrong, and that's not like oh, you guys a big fan of Fable? We're gonna try to make this game so simple your grandma can play it. It's like no, wrong, and don't do that.
Our goal is not to make combat look realistic, it's to make it believable. We want you to feel like you're in the game, hitting the enemies. I mean, it's not a realistic game. It's got creatures in it, it's got hobs, it's got gigantic trolls, you use magic. We want the combat to all fit together in this world, and we want the world to be believable.
The character in the game, we like to think is smarter than any character in any game before this, as far as combat's concerned. He always knows where he is, he always knows what's around him, and is going to use all items of the environment that he can to basically cause as much damage to his enemies as possible in the coolest way you can imagine.
If you're close enough to the enemy and you press attack, you get to smack their head off a log, which is great. And then sets it up nicely for a finishing move.
He's going to the loo.
We did loads of research. We looked at videos.
Lots of research right after they show I'm going to the
We,
bathroom.
Just happened to
Well placed.
find people around the studio that had life-sized weapons at home. A little bit disturbing. Not completely real, but there were some life-size metal swords brought in, which it was really useful because we could go out into the car park and video ourselves doing specific moves for the hero. We also got a sword master in called Richard Ryan, who showed us how he would actually fight with a sword. Quite a scary guy. He had a guitar.
What if he's like, you know, Steven Seagal's sword fighting? It's just some guys like, yeah, I'm a sword master. Pay me money to swing around like a doofus.
A lot of new ideas. The most important.
It's like, if I remember correctly, accurate sword fighting is more like what you'd see in that movie, The Duelists.
So when you hit the enemy,
So basically,
they react.
two people scared shitless that they're gonna get injured fighting is more accurate.
We're looking at perhaps unlocking certain elements of the combat further along down the storyline, so that instead of having everything available from the start, your character becomes more skilled as the story progresses.
The most exciting introduction to Fable is the flintlock pistol, which comes with a complete design and style of Fable 2, which is a highwayman.
And you know, without Highwaymen, you have to have guns.
I'm very confident.
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
going to cover everything.
what was Highwayman's an Irish thing, right? If I remember correctly, I can't.
There's some pretty weird players out there from the mail we get.
I'm not 100% certain about anything I ever say, but I remember something like that. I might be wrong.
When it comes to combat, nothing beats a good old game of English football. Lionhead challenged fellow Microsoft game studio Rare.
Oh God, soccer. But yeah, I think Highwaymen were fairly like late along, so they might. I'm guessing. Yeah, they probably would have had guns. Unless again, I'm wrong. I don't fucking know.
It's going pretty good. Are you winning? We are with 2-0 up front.
And just for the record, who won? Lionhead or Rare?
Lionhead, wasn't it? I think. Yeah, absolutely. Lionhead.
Oh, that was stupid too. See, over here, even though we've got a million sports, we'd play b-ball, probably. Anybody can play fucking basketball. Oh, look at that. Oh. Flick of the right joystick. All right, let's finish this.
Product not yet rated.
So maybe I'm just not into Fable 2 as much, so these developer documentaries, but again, they're not really talking about anything that interesting. They're not really, like, they're not bullshitting about the tech so far. Maybe that's what this episode will be. But the first one was like, oh, love, emotion, dog. Is like, yeah, fuck off. Second one, some stuff about combat and stuff, which was also bullshit, but
yes, I am a geek.
I can kind of, they should have went more into like showing off the mocap or whatever when they're talking about the sword fighter. That would have been more interesting. Instead, they just kind of ended in soccer.
I had the traditional geek bringing up. I had a chemistry set at the age of 7.
Tim Rance is a very big geek, yeah, but I mean, we can sort of make exceptions for some people.
Attention to also.
I was not a geek. I was badass. I've always been badass. I'm a bad motherfucker.
CTG stands for Central Technology Group, and the purpose of the Central Technology Group is to create reusable technology that can be used by all of the game teams.
If I asked you to build a house and present
Tim Rance,
a
huh?
big pile of rocks and trees and concrete and so on, the first thing you'd probably ask me for would be the right tools.
The specific advantages of CTG within the company for the games is that they can focus purely on the gameplay. They don't have to worry about writing tools again, writing technology again.
The tools that we create are in use by the Fable team, and they aren't tools that you can just buy off the shelf.
A follow-up project or game will use the same code and tools that we've produced, and they can go straight into making the game and producing cool games for everybody.
Currently, I'm
Chaos Engine.
Spline tool. That means splines.
Cameo. Why was that there?
Trying to make a tool to help people.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was just going through the source code for this Chaos Engine. Don't mind me.
To celebrate our anniversary, a big fancy dress party was planned.
I've taken 2 days off to build my costume, which is Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. I spent so long deliberating whether I should go as the film version, which is a little bit more recognisable, or whether I should be really hardcore and go as the game version. And
is the film version more recognizable?
4 hours
I feel like probably more people have probably played Silent Hill 2 over
I might need to go
have seen the movie at this point, you know.
One of the things that's a real struggle for game developers is fitting all of those assets into memory and onto the DVD.
I guess the movie would have been fairly new at the time, but I mean, I don't know how successful Silent Hill 2 was.
So that it will fit in the available memory. And we've done this
I think
with
3 and 4 was when like started the downward trend, but I might be wrong. Maybe the first one was the only one that was successful. I don't fucking know.
In an animation,
maybe none of them were.
Which is basically the movement of a character around the world. We've managed to squeeze those down to just 1% of their original size.
It just helps the pipeline of the content from the people, the creative people, through to the.
So if the 360 used fucking Power PC, do their workstations also use that, or does it use just Intel shit?
I'll be good.
I know, like NetUraze, right? You'd be using like Windows or Mac, and then compiling it down into like work on a PlayStation,
In
but
Lionhead,
I just
we
wonder
are
if,
focused on creating
like,
games which cost tens of millions of dollars.
they would have had those
Sometimes
tools,
it's
like,
great to be able to
it would have
have a
been, you
small
know,
group of
more
people who
simple.
can
I don't
actually
know.
spend some
I don't know
time
what I'm
that's
thinking.
not directly on the main game development, and instead can research a bit of blue sky thinking. One example of that is we thought that it'd be very interesting to look at new types of combat. We wanted to experiment with something that really brought the drama out of combat.
Drama is important and vital for combat because it gives it a nice, full-fledged purpose, a motivation for the player.
The whole idea about it is to try and leverage everything that you can to make the combat more exciting without actually changing the combat itself. So we can use a lot of stuff from movies, such as camera work and music, and we can also use everything that we've got in games, like simulation and sound effects and the rumble on the joypad.
Drama is the one thing which will make the difference between just a normal fighting or repetitive fighting mechanics and turn it into an experience, a challenge.
Apart from running out of paint and finding out that this is coming off all over me and my clothes, well, I'm a little bit behind, but I'll just work through the night again.
There's a whole range of things that have gone into Fable 2 to help the production of Fable 2 and the game itself.
I was expecting him to say Fable 1 for a second. Say, wait a minute.
Idea to actually get a fog machine in. It was quite good fun, actually. We put it in a bucket, and all of a sudden our bucket was full of mist, and we just spent the entire day playing with it. It was great. We used it to get a good sense of how mist moves around, and then I believe Peter Molyneux nicked it for his pond at home, and he still hasn't returned it.
Strange things are afoot in Peter's garden. And it's not just the mystery of the missing fog machine. Lionhead celebrated its 10th anniversary in style. Pyramid Head was in good company with numerous game celebrities in attendance.
It's one person in there worked a lot harder on their fucking outfit than everybody else. Wouldn't that, if you think about it, wouldn't that be more embarrassing than, you know, not working on it all that well? You know? I don't know. It's the best-selling game named Fable, I bet. Am I right? What? Alright, is that it? That's it? Alright, that's it. Enough of that shit. Let's look at the preview video for Blue Dragon. Nothing screams more iconic than the forgettable character design of this fucking game. There was like 2 or 3 sequels to it, like, or spin-offs, not on the 360. They were like released on DS, if I remember correctly. It's like, do you think they really just wanted to make a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game and couldn't get the rights? So, yeah, but we got the Dragon, not the Dragon, yeah, the Dragon Quest guy. I was going to say Dragon Ball, but that's also true. I was trying to say Dragon Ball, but it said Dragon Quest. Because they have the same fucking artist. Which, as this game, has the same artist. I think the only work of his I actually like is Chrono Trigger, which is awesome. Although I haven't ever seen any Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. So it's really just Dragon Quest that I'm throwing under the bus. Well, in this game. I mean, if you ask me what the pros of Dragon Quest are, is that it's not Ultima. But I still think I'd probably rather try playing a wizardry game over any of the old Dragon Quests. Yeah, they're really trying to sell you on that art style. It's like, recognize this? It's like, I mean, I do. It's Dragon Ball-y. Did he also design the monsters and shit? It's peak Xbox. Vibrant characters, but dull-looking environments. Nice water there, though. I should have released it on the original Xbox. That would have been something.
鳥山さんすごい。そうっすか？